The Leader of the Official Opposition.
Speaker, I'm sure the Premier has taken the time to review the human rights decision involving systemic discrimination of Carter Churchill during a 4-year period while the child attended school. I ask the Premier, will you stand and apologise to the Churchill family for the ordeal that they have had to endure?
The Honourable the Premier.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Of course, it's a complex problem when it comes to human rights, and certainly recognize the wrongs of the past. It was previous to my administration, Mr. Speaker, in 2020, and certainly we will continue to work with the Churchills to ensure that their son gets the best education possible, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Leader of Official Opposition.
Speaker, the Churchills have endured significant legal costs during their 6-year ordeal fighting for educational equality for their son. Speaker, will the Premier order the Department of Education to cover the entire legal costs of the family has to pay out?
The Honourable the Minister of Education.
Thank you very much, Speaker. We have followed the case with interest. It is between the school district and the family concerned. My understanding is there was a settlement adjudicated by the Human Rights Tribunal. My understanding is the financial elements of that were stipulated and have been honoured or will be honoured over the course of coming weeks by the school district. Thank you.
The Honourable the Leader of the Official Opposition.
What I read into that, Mr. Speaker, is that at the end of the day, the Churchills have had to endure financial loss for something that has been proven that was out of control from them and was the blame of government and the school district in this case here. That's not fair in our legal system, Mr. Speaker.
No, absolutely not.
Speaker, in 2019, the government established a steering committee on deaf and hard of hearing education, which lacks parental representation of a deaf or hard of hearing child. Truly remarkable. Speaker, will the Premier correct this mistake and in a gesture of good faith appoint the Churchills as parent representatives?
The Honourable the Minister of Education.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. For clarity, the committee that the member opposite refers to, as was undertaken by the Premier, does actually have parent representatives on it. We sought opinion for the Newfoundland and Labrador Association for the Deaf, the Canadian Hard of Hearing Association, and 2 representatives of families of people with hearing impairment or deafness sit on that committee. Thank you.
The Honourable the Leader of Official Opposition.
Thank you, Speaker. And after what we found out has happened through this ordeal here, I think it would only be appropriate that the particular situation that the Churchills found themselves in would be beneficial to being members of this committee, for sure.